Hi guys and welcome back to the Bike Cave. How often do you train? And have you ever considered what you can do to add more training hours in your week? It doesn't matter if you ride bike trials or you're doing any other sport, it's a fact that the more you train, the easier it gets for you to progress towards your goals. We all know that, but one thing that we don't realize is that we can always train a bit more than we already do. And this is especially true if you're an amateur rider like me and you train just because you want to have fun riding and keep improving over time. So I've realized lately that I've been riding more often than ever over the past year, and I think that I could share some of the actions I took in my everyday life towards that direction, and who knows, they may also help you if you want to start training more often, but you struggle a bit as I was also doing in the past. To begin with, I have to tell you that I was always nagging about not training as often as I wanted to, and I had almost accepted that my work and generally my everyday life schedule could not allow me to train more. But as I just said, I was not happy about that and I wanted to train more, as I always want to have a bit more of that training fun and happiness that you get for the rest of the day. I started training more than I used to when I started training with Zach, as I already mentioned in my video about my riding progress over the past couple of years. This was because I started feeling more motivated and the training approach we were following with Zach started making me feel more confident on my bike. So riding had begun being even more fun and I wanted to get a piece of this feeling as often as possible. So I guess that the first thing that you have to make sure is to have as much fun as possible when you ride, so as to start wanting to ride more often. This can be easier if you set small achievable goals for each session, as if you are not having fun and if you are not feeling full after a training session, you won't be motivated to train more often. However, the most life-changing realization regarding my training came when I visited Zach last May. Up to then I was thinking that I was training as much as I could and that this was enough. Also, I was thinking that training more often could be somehow bad for me and that training 2 to 3 days per week would be the most I should go for. However, when I first visited Zach, I realized that I could have 2 sessions per day and still be okay. This changed completely the way I approach training, and I realized that it's me the one who holds me back from training more and, more importantly, from having more fun on my bike. So, if you think that you train enough and you shouldn't go for more, think again, as I'm sure that you can handle more. When I returned from the UK, I wanted to keep training more often, and I have to admit that it was quite hard in the beginning, as I had to rearrange my everyday schedule to fit a training session without affecting my work obligations and my relations with my customers at my engineering company. So, despite the fact that it was quite hard in the beginning, I managed to squeeze a training session in my morning routine before I started working. This means that I started waking up early in the morning, and especially in the beginning, I had to interrupt my training and answer calls until I find a time period in the morning that I can train without being bothered with work-related issues. This took a couple of months, but now everything has been adjusted to this new schedule and I train almost every morning. So I know that it's hard for all of us to get out of our comfort zone and rearrange our schedule, but if you want to train and ride more, it's totally worth it. And remember that in the beginning it may be quite difficult and may be frustrating at times, but when you manage to find some time in the day to train and have fun, it will make you so much happier and you will have the courage to go on with your day and undertake the rest of your tasks. The best thing about training almost every day is that I don't have to schedule it, as it is now part of my day and I'm just waiting to start the next session. Also, I now don't care if I don't find the time to train for longer every single time. Even 40 minutes of training are enough if you know that you'll train again tomorrow. And finally, despite the fact that I was never a morning person, I realized that starting your day with a riding session can only make your day better no matter what happens next. So that's it for today guys, and I hope that this video gave you a confidence boost to train more, especially if you wanted to but you were thinking that you couldn't or you didn't have enough time to do it. I will be so happy to read your comments about what drives you to train more or what keeps you from training as often as you'd like to. Thanks so much for subscribing and watching, and until next time, have fun riding your bikes and give it a try to train more than you already do, and I promise you that in the end it's going to be quite fun. Bye!